listener, Luke Shuey, is he all good? He's feeling great, ready to play? Or
Yeah, no, he got through the week. Yeah, he put up a bit sore, but he's right to go. So he'll play definitely.
they've got a big midfield just like yours, I suppose, big and strong. So it's really a bit of a combative style probably this week, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we didn't measure up last week, and you'd think that Brisbane are a little bit more advanced in that area as well. So we played Brisbane round 1 last year and got touched up in that area as well. So it's definitely a focus point.
What have you done this week in training to try to get used to those conditions that you talked about last week?
Yeah, we're a little bit more settled this week. I don't know how much has got to do with performance with the environment. I think the conditions were something we had to adapt to that we didn't. But the routine's a bit cleaner this week. So whether that's got anything to do with how we performed on the back of Gold Coast performing really well, but we're expecting a better performance this week just through reviewing and process.
Can you sense an attitude adjustment? Can you call just a determination to fix last week? Do you sense it with people when you have a loss like that?
Yeah, attitude adjustment. I don't think is probably the right word, but yeah, we had a bad performance. Looking to bounce back.
What have you specifically done from a training perspective to adjust to the playing conditions and the underfoot sort of stuff where the ball's been on the ground a lot?
Yeah, look, we're working on training here and training the environment. We train at night. Getting used to the conditions is important, but I think there's bigger things at play than just handling the wet, the slippery conditions. So, our intensity, our work rate, our run, commitment in the contest, they're the things that we can control. And hopefully, as we're here for longer, we get more used to the humidity and the conditions.
Premiership player in North Schofield straight back in the gut. But
Yeah.
They talked around, I guess, maybe him not being here beforehand. Is he excited for this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean it's really tough in this environment if you're not playing in the seniors. You know, we've got scrimmage games against the teams that are up here, but if you're in your 30s and you're doing it tough, not being in the seniors, that can be difficult. We've got a few players in that position. So Scully's wrapped his in, and hopefully he does a good job.
What are you hoping, Josh? I guess that's the team for him coming into the side as well.
Roth, yeah, he's AFL ready. Yeah, he's been waiting for an opportunity for a long time. Played a couple of games last year, and he's played really well last week in the scrimmage performance. So we're happy he's in the side. He can play tall and small, and he's probably the quickest player on our list, up with Petruccelli. So he's probably a modern day defender that hopefully plays a lot of footy for us.
Does him and Will both in some ways give you options for if Charlie Cameron starts going a bit mad? Because Shep will probably get a go as well, but it gives you options, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean the collective forward line unit's pretty good. You know, the pressure they put on, they're probably number one in the comp at forward half turnovers. So that they're collectively pretty good, and they play in all different positions. So yeah, we need versatility.
Chris Fagan said this morning there was some doubt about Dane Zorko, whether he plays or not.
Good.
Yeah. How much of your day then do you go, well, we'll plan for him to play, but what if he doesn't, and then they'll be so different without him? So how do you go about that?
I think he's one of those players you do need to plan for, but we're a system-based side, so we have our roles and we have our responsibilities, and there's focuses on individuals, and if he doesn't play, that'd be a great problem that we have to deal with.
Just on going just briefly, I guess we were surprised by the result of the suspension. So I guess they're shocking that. So obviously you guys took a chance, but any surprise from your point?
I was disappointed. I did read one of the statements that he was trying to protect his fingers, so he clenched his fist. I knew we were in a bit of trouble when he used that as defence. So I think it was worth challenging. I think we put up a good case, and it was an act that we could have avoided in the end, and he got a week for it, and we don't get him this week.
Something proves you at all that in the finals last year, Will almost got knocked out by a Tom Hawkins punch, and he got 1 week, and then this sort of punch gets 1 week. Is the scale of severity right at the moment? Do you feel the penalties?
To be honest, I haven't really been worrying too much about that part. I mean, we've been pretty busy at the moment trying to win and get our players right, so I haven't bothered get involved in that at the moment, not in that headspace.
I know you've got a game to plan, bigger picture stuff, but why would it be so important for you guys when you do eventually go home to stay at home for that isolation period and not in a hotel where you can't see families? I mean, it sounds obvious, but why is that so important?
Well, I mean, you're in the same boat. I think our position is if we can't quarantine in our own houses when we get back and stay in a hotel for another 2 weeks, we need to get home after Richmond. So that's our position, and we're pretty strong on that. I mean, to play another 2 or 3 games here and then have to go back to Perth and sit in a hotel for another 2 weeks, we're not here to complain, but we've got to look after our staff and our players, and it's probably a bridge too far. So there needs to be a line in the sand at some stage, and we just haven't been informed at the moment about return dates, and there's other things at play, and we're waiting on some announcements. But we need to put a line in the sand. So if we can't get that through, then we need to get home.
You guys have done your bit, you sacrificed a fair bit, and now it's just give you some clarity, go home, see your families, and move on, basically.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean, like I said to you, we're happy to do our bit. We're here to win. We were really disappointed last week, so our priority is footy. But we've also got to look after our players and staff and their health and well-being. So, I mean, if we have to play another 1 or 2 extra games here and then quarantine in a hotel, that'll be really difficult on our staff and players. So, yeah, if we can't get that, we need to get home after Richmond.
It's frustrating, obviously, government doing what they can to keep on top of this, but I mean, there's probably no one really in WA that's more heavily tested, more heavily under protocols than you guys. Is that frustrating?
Look, I understand there's a bigger picture job to do here, so we've always respected that. That's understandable. And things change all the time. Like, we could be talking about this issue could be done in a couple of days, and we're hoping it is. But at this stage, we need to set a date. So if we have to quarantine, we'll come home after Richmond.
Do you know what the restrictions quarantine-wise would be from the training? Just that we would be allowed to, if we're based in a hotel and then get to allowed to train, or are you locked down for 2 weeks?
I'm not sure.
Is that another concern?
There's just so many variables that we're trying to deal with. And like I said, our job right now is to win on the weekend and get our players best prepped, and then Craig Vizzo and Trevor Nisbet and the rest of the crew can work on the protocols and how we can get best for our health and well-being of our players and staff.
How difficult is it to not be distracted for the players with this sort of stuff going on in the background? I mean, you've got a really mature group with families and kids waiting for them.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge. We've got to keep them informed. So, there's questions being asked every day, but, we're trying to rise above that and do the right thing. And we need to play better. So don't get me wrong, we're here to play football and win games. But to get organised off field, that takes a bit of energy.
I suppose on the other side, someone might say, but you could have brought your families if you wanted to, but it wasn't that easy for everybody, right?
No, well, there's no return date. So they have to quarantine too. So they have lives as well. So school and work and so that's pretty clear.
How are you emotionally with all this going on? You've got a lot of job, there's a bit going on.
There's a bit going on, but once again, our priority is to prepare for this week. So handling both and hopefully, being mature about it, that's our challenge. We didn't meet that last week. So that's our challenge tomorrow night is to win.
Does that help? I said he's probably one word for it, actually. Focus, I suppose, is the right reason. This has helped last week's response. Losses probably made everyone focus on the job hand a little bit more. Yeah,
I've seen more footies around the hotel, guys doing ground balls in the middle of the night in the wet. So I've seen more commitment as opposed to trying to settle in. But that's expected. They're professionals, and there's been a bit more routine this week.
Just a quick one on a couple of the Swallows. Probably a pretty polite game from Archie, Petruccelli, when I guess all that's coming out of there a lot. It was only about 3 tackles between the 4 of them. Can they be doing more? You hope to see them doing a bit more from the defensive side of things?
I think everyone could have done more on the weekend. So, I mean, we'll find out this week if it was a pattern or an event. So, I think we ran 10 or 12 Ks less than Gold Coast overall, and that's not normally our MO. So we'll find out a bit more about our players, and they haven't let us down too often in the last 6 or 7 years. So we're going to back them in.
Just on Gaffy, obviously enough to play for her milestone, but for a guy who's been through a lot of the song club and is pretty heavily courted by teams outside of WA, it's a big achievement.
Yeah, I think publicly you've probably got to see Gaffy and what he's like as a person in the last couple of years and how he's handled a little bit of adversity and commitment to the club. When he could have easily gone a different direction. So 200 games, Cripper plays his 150th as well. He's a life member. Had their highlight packages today, which was great to see, and really proud of him.